Hey everyone, I'm Chris, this is Matt, and we love the Fast and the Furious franchise. We saw the first trailer for F9: The Fast Saga.
That's Fast and the Furious 9 for the uninitiated.
Yes, and it blew our minds. John Cena plays Dominic Toretto's evil brother. I don't know where he came from, but that was not the weirdest thing in the trailer.
Han Solo is back.
Nice clubhouse.
He simply walked into the Furious cave snacking per usual. Where has Han been all this time and how does he fit into the F9 story? I have so many questions and no answers.
And here's the problem, we're very impatient. The movie isn't out until May 22nd. That is way too long. So we're figuring out how Han is alive ourselves. We've come up with the 14 most, honestly, ridiculous reasons this could possibly have happened.
Knox.
Number 1, Han is a robot. This is gonna sound weird, but what if Han, as we see him in the trailer, isn't actually Han, but is instead a specially designed robot made to look exactly like a slightly older Han? And this is all some sort of elaborate ploy to get one over on the family? Or what if Han was a robot the entire time?
Makes sense to me. Number 2, Han faked his own death because he wanted to snack in peace. Han likes to snack. This was perfectly illustrated in Tokyo Drift, the third best movie in the series. He wanted a simple life away from all the action and drama of this Fast and Furious world. With Giselle's death still fresh in his mind, Han needed an escape, so he hired Deckard Shaw to kill him, and Han went into the mountains with a van full of various bagged snacks, and he lived there for years. However, he found that his isolation and being alone wasn't what he needed. He needed those family values that Dom hammered into his brain for years. Han decided to return, but only after a haircut. Also, Han has superpowers now.
Number 3, who saw Hobbs and Shaw though? Alright, maybe being a robot is a little too far, but if you saw Hobbs and Shaw, which we did a lot, you know that humans exist in this universe with like cybernetic enhancements. You remember Brixton? He was terrible, but the cybernetic enhancements made him Black Superman. What if those got put in Han and that's how he's alive and also superpowers? Number 4, Han wasn't even dead in the first place. It's entirely possible Han was not dead at all in the first place. After all, as we've seen throughout like 100 movies by this point, this family is almost superhero-like. However, that begs a very important question. Whose body did Vin Diesel bury in Fast and Furious 7?
Giselle?
Oh. Number 5, Han is actually the bad guy. When Hobbs and Shaw first hit theaters, there was a lot of speculation that maybe Han was the mysterious director behind the Eteon group that was just sort of screwing up things for The Rock and Jason Statham. What if Han is not only behind that, but he's behind all of the evil throughout the entire franchise? And he's just don't shake your head at me, he's just the biggest villain of all time. And honestly, Han killed Han.
Number 6, the god of cars reincarnated him into another Han body. Let's look at the bigger picture. Han's death was unwarranted, unjust, and the most tragic moment in Tokyo Drift, aside from Bow Wow selling random objects in the streets of Japan. However, upon his death, Han's spirit ascended into the heavens, and he gazed upon the god of cars. The deity looked down upon Han and said, "Your time on Earth is not over. You must go back and show the world how to make snacking look effortless." Han returned to his body, which had been magically put back together, and that was that. Also, Han has superpowers now.
Number 7, this is actually Han's long-lost twin brother, SHAWN. In F9, John Cena plays Dom's long-lost brother that we've never heard about before. So, what if this isn't Han, but this is Han's long-lost brother we've never heard about named SHAWN? His twin brother, and I don't know, like an international car thief or something.
I like it.
Number 8, this Han is from another Earth in like the multiverse or whatever. Thanks to TV shows like Arrow and comic books, we know that the multiverse theory is practically a fact right now. What if this is Han, but it is Han from Fast and Furious Earth 2? Now, the question we need to answer is, How did he get here? Does he have some sort of portal device that allows him to jump between Earths? And also, are the universes colliding in some sort of crisis that we'll learn about in Fast and Furious 10? Number 9, Han is the Palpatine-like overlord of the galaxy. Okay, imagine sitting down in the movie theater with a tub of warm popcorn and across the screen you see the words, "The dead speak." That's right, Fast and Furious 9 is The Rise of Skywalker. In this version, Dom is Rey, obviously. John Cena is clearly Kylo Ren. And then John Cena is going to turn his back on evil Palpatine Han, kiss Dom, and then die. And that'll set up whatever the 10th movie is. We can only do so much.
Number 10, Han is obviously the god of cars and can't be killed. How did this theory slip my mind? It's so obvious. We've already established that the god of cars is canon within the Furious verse, so it makes sense that Han could be the manifestation of that god, but sent to Earth in order to show people how to drift properly. When Shaw blew up his car at the end of Tokyo Drift, Han traversed the astral plane and then came back to Earth after the dust had settled. Also, Han has superpowers now.
Number 11, Han is the physical manifestation of the Speed Force. We've already talked about the multiverse, so this one should kind of speak for itself. What if Han isn't a mere human? What if he is a metahuman and he is one with the Speed Force, not unlike the Flash? He can go faster than cars, he can go through cars, and now nobody can ever beat him in a street race. Number 12, Mother Shaw figured out how to bring humans back from the dead. Okay, we already know from the trailer that Deckard, Owen, and Hattie Shaw's mom, Queenie Shaw, is back in this movie. Why else would she be back if not to reanimate corpses, bring them back to life? That's how Han is alive. End of story. Also, now we get Fast and Furious horror movies, which is pretty cool.
Spoiler alert, Queenie did it using NOS. Number 13, Tokyo Drift and the mid-credit sequence of Fast and the Furious 6 were all a dream. Everyone has nightmares, even someone as amazing as Han. While the majority of the events of the Fast and the Furious franchise happened, Tokyo Drift never did, and neither did Deckard Shaw's assassination of our favorite character. Han found himself awake in his own bed after this nightmare and went to the bathroom to find Patrick Duffy in the shower. Duffy assured him that everything was all right, and Han went back to work with Dom and company. Does this create a ton of plot holes? Sure, but whatever. Also, Han has superpowers now.
Number 14, Han is actually just a holographic AI that exists only within the Furious Cave. Okay, what is the one thing the Fast family is missing? Wrong, it is a Jarvis. Tony Stark has a Jarvis, and now the Fast family has Han, their own weird holographic AI thing that builds cars and keeps the operation running while like Dom tries to kill his brother for 2.5 hours.
But how does he eat all that food then?
Holographic chips. Oh. We are the experts on Fast and the Furious, and we know for a fact that either one, or honestly, probably every single one of our theories will prove to be true when F9 hits theaters on May 22nd, but we still care about what you think. How do you think Han is still alive?
There is always room for one more at the family barbecue. So hit us up on Twitter. I'm Matt Elfring.
I am at Chris Hayner.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you love movies, TV, and all things fast and or furious, keep it tuned to GameSpot Universe.